Should we just start or?
I was just gonna say,
Okay.
so thank you all for joining today for the shock and trauma release. If you'd like to share your experience.
You know, if I'm on, I can,
Yeah.
Sandra. Okay, so, I was told, it was part of my Akashic records and different things that I'm supposed to help people move on, earthbound souls. And definitely during this session, when you were just talking about releasing, and I wasn't feeling anything for a while, and then when you talked about earthbound souls and such, I just started shaking.
Yeah.
I was coughing, deep,
Yeah.
deep coughing. And
Yeah.
so I've had an experience with someone very close to me that I love. Her business partner committed suicide by hanging.
Oh.
And I was trying, he came, or someone, I was thinking, I need to move him. I feel like he is
Mm.
hanging on to my very close loved one. And so I've just called in Archangel Michael, Ariel, to help with this. And with that, I just started to get this, like this
Yeah.
resistance, in my throat. I still have it. I still feel this hurt, and I'm thinking, is that like the noose or whatever? And I just had to keep pushing it away. And after this, I'm going to open up and sage the house. But anyways, that's my experience. It was quite profound, and I'm with gratitude that I was called to do this today with you, and to make sure I made the time and that I remembered it and all of the things. So
Thank you so much for sharing that. How beautiful. Wow.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty darn heavy. I'm kind of,
Yes.
oh, yeah, okay.
Those are always so interesting because I feel like some people they'll resonate with one more than the other. Like sometimes the earthbound souls, they feel nothing, and then we get to the extraterrestrials and they start to feel a lot, or it could be vice versa. So it's always such a pleasure to kind of hear how that shows up for people. And that's definitely a very strong experience that you had.
Yeah, I did. Thank you.
Thank you. Who is next? Who would like to share their experience next?
I will.
Thank you, Barbie.
Sure. This is the third time I've done this.
Yeah.
But it's the first time I had any true releases. I yawned well over 20 times.
I was noticing that.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
it
saw
was
you yawning a lot.
wild.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything like that ever before. And of course, I have a lot of physical sensations. But the coldness was more extreme this time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I coughed a few times, and I burped a few times, which, it's like when you said that earlier, I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, right. It had never
Yeah.
happened. And this time it was just like real apparent. But to go back, the last two sessions I did with you were things, I was releasing things that were far in the past.
Mm-hmm.
This was one that happened on Monday. So this week.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to do that, but it just popped into my mind at the end, and it truly was good because I fell and off of a ladder. Not far, just the bottom rung, but I fell flat on my back, and my
Yeah.
shoulder's been hurting, and it is feeling better. So
Yeah. So you can feel the difference in your body from where that was.
mhm. Yeah,
Yeah. And I mean,
I
I do
can.
shared in the past for those other things. It's like you did really feel the energy more in your body. Like you would feel the tingling sort of sensations. That's how it was showing up before, right? So you can see that difference in how it's shown up.
100% different.
Yeah.
It was just ironic how concentrating on something as recent, so it, like you said, it doesn't build up,
Yeah.
and that's it. It's much easier to release, obviously.
Yeah, it's top level. Yeah. And again,
Yeah.
like I said, it's a small thing. This isn't going to be something that you remember, in 10 years. Oh, I almost fell off the ladder that time, but your body is holding on to that still, you
Yeah.
know, so it's good to let it go.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
and I was falling a lot for the last 4 years because I have a knee issue and I can't bend my knee, so I trip and I fall. And I hadn't fallen in a long time. And it was like, dang it, I fell. So it's good that I got this out. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Cindy or Alice, would you like to share? Go for it, Alice.
So, I've done a ton of these sessions and they're always different. This time I chose to focus on a really recent conversation in the past couple weeks. And I didn't put the puzzle pieces together until now, but I woke up feeling very ungrounded, feeling scattered and kind of like lit in my body. And I, went through, it wasn't a lot of shifts, I felt, the normal energies flowing, cold, hot. And then when we finished, I was like, oh, I feel so much better. Like I just feel aligned and centered. And it really hit me. Like I'm going to meet with that person who I had that stressful conversation with today. And I feel like so prepared and ready to go. So thanks for the session.
Thank you. Oh, that's so wonderful. Well, thank you everybody for sharing, because it does help so much because energy can show up so differently, and it even shows for the same person, right? Different sessions, it's showing up differently. So thank you all for your shares and for joining me today.